If you're Sec 4 still failing your G3 math, watch this video because I'm going to help you and give you some advice to actually pass it, at least for your WA2 in the next 2 months. So your Sec 4 WA2, or some of you even your prelims straight away, right, is going to be testing you on the last few topics of your Sec 4 syllabus. And that includes matrices, vectors, and some of you might even be statistics. So for matrices and vectors, these two topics, they are actually usually tested in paper 2 of the O levels, which means that they are definitely very, very important. So, with the exception of last year, right, because I don't know why last year's paper was so different from many years, but usually matrices itself, it's a 10-mark question in paper 2, and that is like a huge component of the marks already, right? And vectors, if they really test it in paper 2, it's also another 10 marks. So to do well in WA2, math, right, you need to be able to master this one skill, and that is visualization. Because matrices is essentially numbers in a table, and vectors is essentially a line with direction. So these two topics require some sort of visualization, because when you do things like matrix multiplication, vector scalar multiplication, or even things like trying to add vectors together or subtract vectors from one another, you must be able to visualize. And if you're not able to visualize, you must have someone there to guide you through and actually draw out for you to show you, what's the thought process like behind this. Because these two topics are not topics that you can blindly study or memorize the answer key. There's no way you're going to work around it if you don't put in some effort to actually go and visualize it. So apart from just trying to visualize these two topics, you also need to revisit your Sec 1, Sec 2 algebra. Because let me tell you that even if, let's say, you pass WA2, right, your next exam, which is your prelims and subsequently your O levels, 60% to 70% of the paper is all algebra basics. So a lot of that comes from your Sec 1 topic and your Sec 2 topics on algebra that you must already be so familiar with. Like it has to come to you in second nature. Because if you to spend time during the exam trying to think about, should I combine the denominator? Do I need to make the denominator the same and I multiply them together? Do I need to make the denominator the same and I plus the fractions together? You are wasting a lot of precious time. Because a lot of these questions require you to think deeply about the question and how you're going to approach the question, right? And if you're going to spend time thinking about all these small trivial things, this amount of time that you waste on these small things are going to add up, and eventually you'll realize that you have not enough time to finish the paper and adhere to the 1.5 minute per mark regulation. So to all Sec 4s watching this, to pass your WA2 in 2 months, you need to hone down on matrices and vectors, and also revise your Sec 1, Sec 2 algebra. And for a lot of my Sec 4s that I teach at my math revision center called A1 Math Academy, I actually spend quite a bit of time in our usual practices just revising your Sec 1, Sec 2 algebra, because I realized that this is so important for you. Even though you might not be directly tested on it, algebra appears everywhere. So if you want more help, WhatsApp the number on the screen over here, and I will share with you how I actually conduct my classes at my center, and also how we do things differently that might benefit you in this last stretch before your O levels. So I look forward to seeing you on WhatsApp over here, and do reach out if you really need help, and let me see how I can help you.